Hello?
Hello.
Is this Chris?
Yeah.
Hey Chris, this is Tommy Bryson. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good at yourself.
I'm doing good, man. So, just letting you know this call is live, okay? So how can I help you?
Okay. I was wondering if I could get some advice in regards to monetization as well as my page that I have on Instagram as it pertains to the type of content that I make. So I just wanted some advice on that. I'm a content creator as well as
Okay.
a writer. Um,
Okay.
I go by Critics of Culture on Instagram, and a lot of my content has gone viral. I've had reposts on the Shade Room, Vlad TV, The Breakfast Club. Charlemagne
What
has
what what type
reposted
of
my.
content are you trying to make?
Oh, I'm sorry. I make memes, and like I said, a lot of them have gone viral, and
So the
I guess
goal
I'm
is
just
I'm guessing to try to monetize the memes, right?
um. Well,
Or try
for
to
me, I
monetize the
don't.
platform.
Yeah. It's more so the platform, not necessarily the memes, but whatever works.
Okay. And what do you write about?
Well, no, writing is just really something that I'm trying to break into. I've so far just been trying to use this platform to get an opportunity in the industry as a producer, writer, content creator, working for different platforms. I got
Okay.
the chance to write for Marvel Comics along with Charlemagne the God. Me and him
Awesome.
ended up building a rapport with each other, and he reached out to me and he said he wanted to collab on something. So I have a writing credit under my belt with Marvel Comics, and I've just been trying to build up from there. Even before that, I want to do stuff, but that so far has
Mm-hmm.
been my biggest opportunity.
Who do you
And as
know?
far as
Who do you know? Right? Here's the thing, right? When I first wanted to get started, like in the whole movie industry, and I did at one point, for you guys that don't know this, I started out by doing a lot of things for free for people, right? And becoming like a PA, doing different things out there. And it gets to like kind of like a resume, which is fine. But resumes don't pay the bills and they kind of don't get monetized, right? So my advice would be, from what it sounds like, you are building a rapport, you're working, you have, for example, like this meme page, which is unrelated to like your writing stuff. So my main focus will always be, when I wanted to do YouTube, I would make a list of the top 10 creators, right? The people that are making the most money or have the biggest impact in the platform. And I would basically just work backwards. So, how did they actually get there? And what do they do to actually make money or to make like the best content and to have a connection with their audience? So, my advice would be, if you want to be a writer, as far as, for example, if it's like in the Marvel comics or being like a producer or whatever it is, then the idea is, who are the producers that you're looking up to or the writers you're looking up to, and how did they get there, and how can you basically get in the same door or in the same room with them. Not to say like it's gonna happen overnight, of course it won't, but it's about giving yourself the best likelihood of actually achieving what they achieve, because in reality most of those people, they leave behind a blueprint, whether it's, for example, a book, interviews, or whatever it is. Does that make sense?
no, it makes perfect sense, and that's kind of what I've been doing. I applied to different positions at on different platforms for social media
Mm-hmm.
manager or digital producer, just things like that, because that's basically what I've been doing. And a lot of these platforms that I've reached out to for opportunities have reposted my content already. So I just figured, why not? It'd be perfect.
Yeah. What how do you make money, like currently? Like, what's
Um,
your main job?
Part-time call center worker.
Okay. How much do you make per month?
Monthly, mm, close to 1,000. I work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, making 13 an hour.
Who do you live with? You live with by yourself or with your mom's?
Yeah, I'm still with family pretty much.
Yeah. So you need a full-time job, bro, and you need to figure out exactly what skill you're gonna get to build a career. Because the thing is, with creative works, is that you don't know when they're gonna pop, right? So you need, whether it was JC, he was hustling out there with the illegal stuff. 50 Cent, the same thing. Me, the same thing with my careers in accounting or whatever it is. Like, you need to have like a skill that's in development. People actually want it. So you can actually make that money and work with your extra time on whatever you actually want to develop until it pops off. When that pops off, you're able to basically say, hey, since this makes me equal or more money than my job, I can go ahead and basically quit. Does that make sense? So that means, I would make a list of my top 10 like careers that I kind of want to do, figure out how I can get in that door. How old are you, by the way?
I'm old. I'm 29.
Yeah, so you need a job, bro. You know what I mean? So you need a job. Stop worrying about the viral content, what's going this, what's going that. It doesn't pay your bills, right? So what you need to do is get a skill that you are good at, a skill that you like, and a skill that's going to pay you money. So what I teach is basically the rule of 10. You make a list of the top 10 like careers you would like to do, and then you do like a research paper on each of them. So what's the growth in that industry? How much does it pay? How long will it take me to actually do it? Like all the research possible. Then you cross off, cross off, cross off, cross off. When you're left with the top three, you pick the one that you like the most, because most likely all your top 10 dream careers, they're all going to make you money. But it's very important that you enjoy the one you actually pick the most. So this means, for example, if you pick being like a plumber or doing real estate, being a lineman, fixing elevators, whatever it is, those are jobs that pay you over $40,000 every single year. That means, for example, you're going to be making at least $4,000 per month or $3,000 per month. That means you're not living with your parents anymore. Does that make sense? And when you don't live with your parents, it allows you, from a creative standpoint, to have to stand on your own 2 feet and to kind of have to be making real adjustments in life. So that means if I'm gonna go into this career, fine. I like it. I'm good at it, so I'm not miserable there. I dedicate 8 hours there, 8 hours to sleep, so that's 16 gone, and then I have another 8. That 8 or that 4 after eating and traveling or whatever it is, I use it to dedicate it towards writing or memes or whatever it is. And there's a saying, right? Not every single passion has to be monetized. But if your plan is to live off this passion, you have to figure out a way to monetize it by following the blueprint those people left behind. A great book on this is called Will It Fly by Pat Flynn. It's basically a book to teach you and to help you on how to build something and basically benchmark it to see if it's actually going to be worth your time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The reason I tell you this, Chris, is because it could be very easy that I call you in the next 10 years and you're still waiting until this pops off, because that's how long these things take. I made videos since I was like 11 years old. When I was like 19, 20, that's when I actually made some money. These things gonna take a long, long time. But I went to college, I became an accountant. Whether you want to do a trade job, get a license, whatever it takes, but you gotta get out your mom's house. You're 29 years old. You gotta start standing up on your 2 feet, and that allows you to just have like your own foundation. Because the big thing is, since you only make $1,000 and you have like the safety net, you're able to operate from a place of no risk. But when you have, for example, your own job, put in the same hours, and you also have your own apartment, when you're operating, you have to be more technical because the risk is real. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I would do, brother. I'm very big on passion. I'm very big on following your dreams, but I'm not big on just doing that when it's not showing results, and you could be doing a lot more things, right? So that's why I say whatever you do pick as far as like career wise, make sure you like it. That way you're not miserable. Make sure you're good at it. That way you're not mediocre. And make sure it makes you money. That way it's not a hobby. Your life is going to be very different making $4,000 a month versus making $1,000 and still living with your mom trying to be creative. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Any more questions?
Yeah, so as far as the one of the things you said in the video, because I found you when I looked up the YouTube video how to monetize content on Instagram, or how to get paid off it rather.
Mm-hmm.
You said one of the things you should do is build up an audience. Well, I've already have 11,000 followers.
Okay.
Is there anything? And I just want to. I hear what you're saying in regards to getting some full-time work and then doing this more so on the side. But I was just wondering, is there any advice you would give to someone who has created a platform for himself, who's gained a following,
The thing
and
is,
has,
right?
yeah,
It all depends, right? A great guy on this, his name is on YouTube, is called Black Hustlers Club, and the main thing is the size of your audience matters, but it matters a lot more who your audience is, right? Because when you have an audience that's based around memes and funny things, how do you monetize that? So the best way is, as always, work backwards. So when I think about what you're telling me, I automatically think about Daquan, right? Like the guy that's super famous or whatever. He does all those things. Well, he makes memes around like products and basically advertisements, and you get paid that way. So per post, he gets paid money. I think somebody actually bought out his Instagram account. And on top of that, for example, if you want to make like T-shirts with memes, that's fine. But 11,000 like followers is cool, but who's following you? And do these people actually have money to pay to you? And do they actually want to pay you for something? So again, the rule is the same. Whenever you want to figure out what to do, you want to look at who's doing that and then work backwards. But again, Black Hustlers Club, that guy talks a lot about like how to get paid off our Instagram through shout outs and so on and so on. It could be profitable. And when I say, for example, getting a full-time job, I mean like, yo, you can do both. When I was in college, I was doing college daily vlogs, flipping phones, and also I had 2 jobs, right? So you can do both. You have a lot of time to your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's what I'm saying, brother. Remember, right? Time waits for no one. You're 29 today. 10 years from now, you'll be 39. You could either have a degree. By that time, you make, for example, like at least $400,000, or you could just be right here, waiting for them to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it might work, it might not work, but it could also work while you're also getting yourself something that's more secure. Make sense?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, man. Welcome to the long-term team. That's what we're here for. I'm excited to hear about the decision you actually make. So feel free to call back, schedule a call, and we'll talk again. Okay?
Yeah, man, check me out. Critics of Culture. I also do promo, so if you ever need anything creative or promo, I'd be happy to work with you.
All right, man. Thank you. Peace out.
All right.